Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is October 17th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
According to the Cortez Journal, people caught flying an unauthorized drone over a wildfire may face federal felony charges after the U.S. Senate passed a bill that included legislation originally introduced in July by the Colorado congressional delegation. The Federal Aviation Administration Reauthorization Act of 2018 passed October 3rd by a 93-6 majority, reauthorizes federal aviation programs that improve airport infrastructure, public safety, and innovation in the aviation industry. Senator Cory Gardner, Republican of Colorado, said he included the provision, which he had previously written as an act, in this bill because they both had to do with aviation, and he called the reauthorization bill the ideal vehicle. In both the Senate and the House, Gardner and Representative Scott Tipton, both Republicans, introduced legislation that made unauthorized drone usage during a wildfire a felony. Gardner said he drafted the bill and then asked Tipton to write similar legislation for the House. Senator Michael Bennet, a Democrat, co-sponsored Gardner's Securing Airspace for Emergency Responders Act of 2018, and Gardner said he was thrilled to be a part of the bipartisan effort. Gardner said he regularly speaks to firefighters, first responders, and sheriffs after wildfires break out to see how the federal response matched up to their needs. He said he heard many say they had issues with drones, including one sheriff's deputy that issued a ticket to a drone owner that interfered with their air tanker operation. He said he also spoke to La Plata County Sheriff Sean Smith, who could not be reached Tuesday for comment.
From the Journal, photo Jim Mimiaga. The Dolores Town Board is looking for a new member and will hold a workshop of the pros and cons of allowing marijuana sales in town. The board accepted the resignation of Isabel Boyce, who moved out of the area. Applicants can submit letters of interest to the Dolores Town Board by noon of November 8th at Town of Dolores, P.O. Box 630, Dolores, Colorado 81323, or to 420 Central Avenue in Dolores. Please state your interest in serving on the board and your experience. Qualified applicants are required to be registered electors, have resided within town limits at least 12 consecutive months, and be 18 years of age or older. Applicants will need to be present at the November 13th regular board meeting at 6:30 p.m. to introduce themselves and answer questions. The board will take a vote on the board appointment. The new board member will serve until the next election in 2020 and must be re-elected to retain their seat. Boyce was appointed to the board in 2015 and was elected to a 4-year term in 2016. She served on the Planning and Zoning Board and was the owner of Dolores Liquors. The October 22nd workshop will be held at 6:30 p.m. at the Dolores Community Center, 400 Riverside Avenue, and will focus on a discussion about whether to lift or keep the current moratorium on retail marijuana sales in town. The moratorium sunsets on December 31st. There will be opportunity for public comment. Also, the town of Dolores is seeking a part-time building inspector. Applicants must have knowledge and experience with IBC, IRC, and IFC building codes. The building inspector duties include reviewing construction documents, assigning and performing inspections, and issuing stop work or correction notices. The inspector is paid on a per assignment and inspection basis and will work from home. You can call the town hall at 970-882-7720 for more details.
From the Durango Herald, after Cody Ledford, an Escalante Middle School student, died by suicide last year, his family asked everyone who was concerned to send donations to La Plata County 4-H in lieu of flowers. The request raised $20,000 and prompted the family to start the Cody Project, short for Communities Overcoming Depressed Youth Project, said Rhonda Ledford, Cody's mom. While an intern for the La Plata County 4-H office, Tyler Ledford, Cody's sister, started the organization about a month after her younger brother died in May 2017. She remembers her brother as outgoing and caring. The family decided to start the Suicide Prevention Project through 4-H because Tyler and Cody were longtime members of the organization, and the group of about 300 members county-wide had seen other losses. Since 2016, 4-H members Cody, 14, and Thomas T.C. Rockwell, age 13, have died by suicide. A former 4-H member, Ethan Kramer, age 12, died by suicide in May. The deaths have touched many lives within the 4-H community and generated support for the project, Rhonda said.
Reported in the Journal, Photo Jim Mimiaga, and Journal Files. Motorcycle and land access groups have filed a federal lawsuit against the San Juan National Forest over new trail recreation rules that reduce motorized trail use. San Juan Trail Riders, based in Durango, along with national groups Trails Preservation Alliance and Access Preservation Association, asked the court to set aside a record of decision by the Dolores Ranger District that closed 30 miles of trails to motorcycles and implemented restrictions on others within Rico West Dolores Recreation Area. According to the lawsuit filed September 14th, the reduction in single-track motorcycle trails from 114 miles to 84 miles will, quote, greatly impact the connectivity, ability to ride loops, aesthetic experience, and safety for motorcycle users in the area, unquote. The decision to reduce single-track motorized travel is unsupported by logic and contrary to law, the lawsuit states, and will create substantial adverse impacts to motorized recreationists. Plaintiffs argue the closed trails have, quote, received environmentally conscious and sustainable motorcycle travel for over 40 years, end quote. It claims the decision to close trails to motorcycle coincides with the wish list of quiet users and the Dunton Hot Springs Resort. According to the lawsuit, new motorized closures at Bear Creek Trail, the Burnett and Horse Creek Trails near Rico, and the Ryman Creek Trail prevents desirable loop rides and shuts down access to the area for riders in the Telluride area. The trail groups objected to the previous draft record of decision, and the Forest Service explored alternative scenarios, but the issues could not be resolved, and the new closures were put in place beginning October 1st. Quote, plaintiffs have little recourse but to speak to judicial action to set aside and declare unlawful at least certain aspects of the decision, quote, the lawsuit states. The lawsuit lists 8 counts alleging improper Forest Service action in the final trail decision and that it lacks evidence. Trail plans can be controversial, and this one had its share since it was released in 2009. In 2010, public objections that it did not have enough environmental analysis forced forest officials to start over. Then a lawsuit by Backcountry Hunters and Anglers Colorado chapter challenged the legality of 14 existing motorized trails, claiming their impacts were not properly analyzed. But in 2015, a U.S. Court of Appeals dismissed the lawsuit and upheld the decision to allow motorized use on the trails. The opinion was written by Appeals Court Judge Neil M. Gorsuch, who was later confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Montezuma County commissioners and motorized groups fought hard to keep Bear Creek and Burnett Creek trails open to motorized uses, but it did not happen. Single-track motorcyclists enjoy accessing Rico from the Calico Trail via Burnett Creek, proponents said, but Rico officials said they wanted it closed to motorized vehicles to reduce noise and traffic, and forest officials agreed. The commissioners passed a resolution asserting the Bear and Burnett trails, plus other routes, are county rights-of-way, claiming they are on historic maps from before the National Forest was formed in 1905. Forest officials say the county has to prove its claims in court.
From the Durango Herald, U.S. health officials on Tuesday reported a jump in cases of a rare paralyzing illness in children and said it seems to be following an every other year pattern. At least 62 cases have been confirmed in 22 states this year, and at least 65 additional illnesses in those states are being investigated. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, similar waves of the same illness occurred in 2014 and 2016. CDC officials say they haven't found the cause. Some possible suspects, such as polio and West Nile virus, have been ruled out. Another kind of virus is suspected, but it's been found in only some of the cases. This is a mystery so far, the CDC's Dr. Nancy Messonnier said in a call Tuesday with reporters. About 90% of the cases are children who have suffered muscle weakness or paralysis, including in the face, neck, back, or limbs. The symptoms tend to occur about a week after they had a fever and respiratory illness. It is a pretty dramatic disease, but fortunately most kids recover, Messonnier said. Health officials call the condition acute flaccid myelitis. The CDC would not release a list of states reporting probable or confirmed cases, but some states have previously announced clusters, including Minnesota, Illinois, Colorado, New York, and Washington. The cases in 2014 and 16 were partly attributed to particular strains of respiratory germs called enteroviruses, which spread the most in the summer and fall. Most people infected with enteroviruses suffer only minor symptoms like cough and runny nose, and though enteroviruses have been detected in some paralysis cases, it hasn't been found in others, CDC officials say. Lacking an established cause, health officials confirm cases through a review of brain scans and symptoms. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The National Weather Map shows we have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall across parts of Texas and Louisiana today, with more repeated rounds of heavy rainfall expected in association with a surface low near the Gulf Coast. More potential snows in our Rocky Mountain region, with rain across from New Mexico to the southeast and parts of Florida following that low pressure line up the southeast coast. And then potential for snow from the Great Lakes across much of Pennsylvania and up through New England. Our regional outlook shows snow is expected to continue over the San Juan, La Salle, and Abajo Mountains, bringing 3 to 6 inches of snow, new snow, to areas above 9,000 feet by Thursday morning. Thursday, light to moderate snow is likely over the mountains of eastern Utah and western Colorado. Additional snowfall accumulations are expected to be light and mainly above 9,000 feet. No hazardous weather is expected over the weekend at this time. And into next week, there is a slight chance of snow over the mountains of eastern Utah and the San Juan Mountains of southwest Colorado. So locally, our DCTV 5-day outlook shows today showers likely, with thunderstorms also possible afternoon. Cloudy with a high near 51, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming south-southeast in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 60%. Tonight, showers likely mainly before 10 p.m., then mostly cloudy with a low around 37, with south winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, and the chance of precipitation again 60%. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high near 50, with south winds around 10 miles an hour, becoming west in the afternoon. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 34. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming north-northeast after midnight. Then Friday, sunny with a high near 56. North winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, and Friday night, mostly clear with a low down to around 36. Saturday, again sunny with a high near 59. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 39. Sunday, sunny with a high near 59. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low to 40. And Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 41. So now back to the news.
Reported by the Durango Herald, obesity surgery may dramatically lower the danger of heart attacks and strokes in patients with diabetes, new research suggests, reinforcing evidence that benefits extend beyond weight loss. The study tracked about 20,000 severely obese patients with type 2 diabetes. Those who had weight loss surgery had a 40% lower chance of developing a heart attack or stroke in the 5 years following surgery, compared to those who got usual care with diabetes medicines or insulin. For every 1,000 patients in the study who had surgery, there were roughly 20 heart attacks or strokes, compared to 40 such events per 1,000 who got regular care. More than 30 million Americans have diabetes, mostly type 2, where the body loses the ability to produce or use insulin to turn food into energy. Other research has shown obesity surgery can reverse and even prevent diabetes. Taken together, it means doctors should discuss weight loss surgery more often, said study co-author Dr. David Arterburn of Kaiser Permanente Washington Health Research Institute in Seattle. Doctors usually mention insulin and pills, but it's not always brought up that weight loss surgery is another available treatment option, Arterburn said. Researchers analyzed records from 4 U.S. healthcare systems, Health Partners in Minnesota and Kaiser Permanente in Washington State, Northern California, and Southern California. Results were published Tuesday in the Journal of the American Medical Association.
From the Herald, candidates running for local and state elected offices filed campaign finance reports on Tuesday to disclose how much they raised and spent. Candidates for the Senate District 6 and House District 59 filed financial reports covering September 29th to October 10th. House District 59, which covers La Plata County, their incumbent Democrat Barbara McLaughlin raised about $5,900 this reporting period. Notable contributions include Angela Williams Leadership Fund, Blue Flower Fund, Colorado Physicians for Mental Health, Colorado Ski Country USA, PAC, Kutak Rock Limited Liability Partnership, Political Action Committee, Voices for Choice Small Donor Committee, Building Bridges for Colorado, Colorado Democratic Party, and Anadarko Petroleum Corporation Political Committee, Colorado. McLaughlin spent about $25,936 during the reporting period, mostly on advertising, travel expenses, and wages to employees. For the entire election, McLaughlin has raised about $94,000, spent around $92,000, and had a balance at the end of the reporting period of about $23,000. Challenger Paul Jones, who is running as an unaffiliated candidate, raised about $2,255 this reporting period, all from private donors. Jones spent about $1,280. In total, Jones has raised about $26,200, spent about $15,340, and during this period, about $10,800 was remaining. District 58 is the race between incumbent Republican Mark Caitlin and Democratic challenger Seth Kagan. The Herald did not have those financial reports for this race. While over at the Senate District 6 race, incumbent Republican Don Coram raised about $5,250 this reporting period. Notable contributions include Atmos Energy Corporation PAC, Committee for the American Dream, Farmer Employee and Agent PAC, Green Co. PC, Healthier Colorado Small Donor Committee, Home for All Coloradans Committee, PDC Energy Inc., PAC, Whiting Petroleum Corporation, Political Action Committee, Anadarko Petroleum Corporation, Political Committee, Colorado, Doctors Co., Colorado PAC, and Colorado Credit Union Political Action Committee. Quorum spent about $140 during the reporting period. In total, Quorum has raised about $27,400 and spent about $22,700 and has a balance at the end of the reporting period of about $14,600. Challenger Gwynn Unger, a Democrat, raised about $4,300 during this reporting period from mostly all private donors, with the exception of a $200 or so donation from the La Plata County Democratic Party Central Committee. Unger spent about $14,800, mostly all on advertising. In total, Unger has raised about $26,900, spent about $26,400, and reported at the end of this reporting period a negative balance of about $8,500. Unger told the Durango Herald on Tuesday the negative balance is attributed to an accrued expense, an expense his campaign paid for, but the payment in this case on a credit card is not yet due. Be sure to get to know these two important Colorado state races in which you are represented in Denver, and get out and vote.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the Cortez Adult Education Center will start Session 2 English as a second language and GED and high school equivalency classes on October 22nd. Class registration will be Tuesdays from 12 to 3 p.m. for GED and 5 to 7 p.m. for ESL. On-site childcare is available for evening classes, and pre-registration is required for classes. For more information about programs and services, visit www.cortezadulted.org or call 970-564-7004. The Cortez Adult Education Center, a program of the Durango Adult Education Center, fills educational gaps by providing the skills and knowledge necessary for careers, post-secondary education, and social and economic mobility.
A side note that the media refers to blue states as being the color for the Democrats and red being the Republicans. This political story from the Durango Herald. Walker Stapleton needs to be the perfect Republican candidate with the perfect message to stem off a predicted blue wave that could put Democrat Jared Polis in the governor's office, Colorado political experts say. And time is running short, with Coloradans getting their ballots starting October 15th and Election Day on November 6th. With in-state polling against him and the national mood unfavorable, seasoned observers say Stapleton, the state treasurer, needs to punch hard and move fast to overcome the huge money advantage that Polis, the Boulder congressman and tech millionaire, has brought to the fight. Beyond this year's headwinds, Colorado is a state that's elected only one Republican governor, two-term Bill Owens, since John Love was elected to a third term in 1970. Stapleton so far appears to have failed to get traction on his conservative message on gun rights and immigration policy against Polis's heavy spending and liberal proposals, as enthusiasm builds on the left to elect Colorado's and the nation's first openly gay governor. Internal polls for months and the first public poll released on October all show Polis with a comfortable edge over Stapleton. In the primary, at least, Stapleton enthusiastically embraced Trump and said the president would be welcome to campaign with him in Colorado, but Trump has yet to show up in the state to campaign. However, Trump did endorse Stapleton in a tweet October 10th, several weeks after former President Barack Obama endorsed Polis. Experts on the left and right agree Polis would bring a progressive and potentially pricey mandate to the governor's office. He has promised to pursue universal health care, set the state on a swift course towards getting all of its electrical power from renewable energy, and figure out a way to provide all-day preschool and kindergarten, as well as other expectations from the liberal wish list he would be expected to deliver. Stapleton, meanwhile, has been sounding the alarm over the prospects of a Polis administration nearly as much as he has been discussing his own proposals, repeatedly labeling his opponent as radical and extreme in debates. Republican political strategist and former state party chairman Dick Williams said Stapleton has to articulate a clear conservative message and show that his way of running the state, especially on taxing and spending issues, is better than Polis. Polis came into this race as Colorado Democratic royalty, one of the 4 wealthy liberals in the state who invested big in grassroots progressive politics in the early 2000s. Entering October, Polis had put nearly $20 million of his own wealth into his campaign, while Stapleton himself, from a wealthy family, raised a little more than $3 million, including more than $1.2 million he's given his own campaign. For perspective, Polis's campaign is spending more on TV ads across Colorado in October than Stapleton has raised in total. With Colorado's unaffiliated voters for the first time allowed to take part in the primary of their choice this year, about 119,000 more people voted in the Democratic Party primary than in the Republican matchup. 66% more unaffiliated voters voted Democratic than Republican in the primary. That's 66%. We'll find out soon who our next governor will be, and be sure to tune in to DCTV for live election night coverage starting at 6 p.m. with local results to be announced as they come in shortly after 7 p.m. You can watch the live call-in show over the air or catch it streaming live to Facebook on the DCTV News at Noon Facebook page.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of October 8th through the 14th. The Dove Creek Fire Department reported that they were conducting several chimney sweeps throughout the county during the week. A welfare check was requested and an officer responded to find that everything was okay. There were several control burns called into the sheriff's office this week. Suspicious individuals were reported on a county road. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings, October 18th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Take a walk through 140 years of haunted history in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. It's the Ghost Walk Durango, a guided walking tour starting at the old Durango High School through the historic district of Durango, which was founded officially in 1880 to serve the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad following an unsuccessful negotiation with the existing settlement of Animas City 2 miles north. Gun battles, including the Stockton Gang and the Simmons Gang feud, lynchings, a fire in 1889 that consumed most of the wooden buildings and sidewalks in town, the Spanish flu epidemic, and a general reckless devil-may-care element that was omnipresent in the early days have all contributed to countless ghost and haunting stories. For the first 40 years of Durango's existence, no sane person left their home without a pistol. For farmers, ranchers, and business people alike, a lever-action rifle or double-barrel shotgun was strapped to a plow in a saddle scabbard or propped against a desk more often than not. All stories you will hear have been researched and well documented and may have been experienced by your guide personally. Folklore and legends have been carefully preserved from generations of local storytellers. As educational as it is fun, Ghost Walk Durango is one of Durango's most popular attractions and a sure bet for fun and thrills. Perfect for couples and kids from 1 to 101. Tickets are $15 and kids 10 and under are free. October 20th, I Am Music Fest concerts at 11th Street in Durango is this Saturday from 5 p.m. to midnight. It's a unique outdoor concert series showcasing the best music from the Southwest with over 20 local and regional bands, artists, and performers. $15 donation to I Am Music at the door gets you 2 Colorado beers, a whole night of entertainment, and enters you in a prize giveaway. Saturday, October 20th, it's Jay Calvin album release, Let Them Roar, Stillhouse Junkies, Secret Circus Society, featured artist Christine White, and Late Night with Bad Goat Disco. All of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.